Behind me is my home where I have lived for over 9 years. And within these walls, there are bigger stories, story about money, about debt, and possibly about my future. I first heard about mortgage when I left Nigeria to study in Australia. Growing up, the thought of owning anything without you paying for it outrightly was never a thing. Talk less of owning a house. And the idea of credit or the credit system was equally strange to me. So the whole concept of mortgage feels so strange to me as at that time. And like most people, we do not have the cash to buy our home. So we got a mortgage. If you're also new to the world of mortgage and you're wondering what exactly is that, just imagine that you want to buy a home, but you don't have the whole cash to pay for it at once. So you ask the bank for help and the bank says, okay, we would pay for the house, but you don't own it. So we did exactly that. We went to the bank and we asked the bank, hey, Mr. Bank, can we buy this house even though we don't have the money to buy it? And the bank says, based on your credit history, we agree to pay for the house, but you don't own it. But you do have the right to live in the house and you pay monthly until you're done paying for the house eventually. What Mr. Bank did not tell us was that for the life of the loan, we would eventually pay about $500,000 for the house that we bought for less than $200,000. And Mr. Bank did not explain to us the hidden costs like inflation and possibly the price of money. So the big realization is that paying my mortgage does not just affect my wallet, but it fits a bigger system, a system that is woven into the fabric of this country. Have you ever wondered who is truly getting rich from all your monthly payments? The monthly payment does not just vanish. It does not just magically disappear. It moves through a financial system and it ends up in the hands of a very few. Our country runs on a debt-based system. This means that the money that is in your hand, or maybe it is in your account, is not completely truly yours due to so many other factors that are affecting its value. When you hold or maybe you bank your money, you have to realize something, that before the money get passed to you, it was somebody else's debt to you. And at that point in time, it became a credit to you, but that person, it was a debt to them. And the money get transferred to you in different ways. It could be a service that you provided or a product that you have sold, or maybe it's a wage. So when it get transferred to you, it becomes a credit to you, but a debt to where it's coming from. So when it gets to me as a credit, I have it in my hands and maybe I banked it. Then it comes to the time for me to pay my mortgage. At that time, to me, it becomes a debt. And to the bank, it becomes a credit. You see how the system is set up? So a credit and a debt needs to cancel out for you to have a transaction, basically. And at this point, I am not just paying the mortgage, I am now adding something called the interest. And that is where the trick is. So the whole system is not just taking profit from me, but it hopes I don't notice who is actually profiting from it. Since I cannot change that design, I have to come up with a creative way to benefit from the design. So this is where you would wonder, how am I easing the burden? I started by owning what I can manage. So I began an embroidery business right in our own garage. This way, I don't have to pay extra rent, just the same mortgage. Now our home is doing more than just taking money from us. It is also serving a second purpose. And you can do the same. You just have to find a creative way to use the space in your home. Don't just fill it with things you don't really need or things that you hardly use. And while you do that, we also have to invest in knowledge. We need to understand how the system that we are in works, and we need to use it to our own advantage. It might seem hard, but it's worth it. Think about a different way to invest. Some people use what they already have to make more money. They have knowledge about investments, like in stocks or other ways to cut costs and save money. The key is to think creatively. We were made to create and innovate. Challenges are going to block our way, but our creativity can open doors and help us to take control of the financial systems in this world. Here are a few ideas that I think we can leverage in our home if we have a home or we have a space that we're not completely using that can be used to make extra income. With extra room, you can rent it out on any of the rental platform like Airbnb. Or maybe if you have a garage like this one that I'm in, you can turn your garage into a workshop or a studio, or even host an event or classes. Maybe you can even offer your garage as a storage space, like the typical storage businesses. Remember when I said we did not have the cash to buy the house at once and we went to the bank to get the loan? We did exactly the same when it came to us buying the equipment. Knowing that we don't have the whole cash to buy the equipment at once, we went to the bank to get an equipment loan. At first, it feels scary, just like everything that we've done. But we got the loan, got the equipment. We paid off the equipment from the business. So each item we sold for a good number of years was able to help us to pay back the equipment on time. And now the loan is settled. Anything that the machine or the equipment that we got the loan for makes now, to us, is all going to be profit. Although, yes, we still have to buy material and the time, the labor. But now we are not paying back the loan on the equipment anymore because it's been paid. Where we make use of the system is that we do not have the total amount, the cash to buy the equipment at first, but the bank paid for the equipment. We use the equipment to provide a service. The sales from the services that we provided paid for the equipment. And the good thing is the equipment are all tax deductible. And I can do another video another time to explain how that is. So at this point, if you're still watching and you have a logo, or maybe you have a business and you want your logo to be placed on a hat like the ones that I have here, this is not a logo. This is just something that I made for someone. And you want the same thing done, you can put a comment in the section below. I will make a hat for you. It's free, but you might have to cover the shipping. And once that has been done, I will ship it to you and do whatever you want to do with it. All I'm trying to say is you can start from somewhere. You can use the system to your advantage, and just don't keep making other people rich. Don't just be buried under the mortgage payment. Find a way to offset so many things that eventually you are not just subjected to the mortgages and the rates and all those things, but you're also using other means to take advantage of the system. And in the end, it's going to be a win-win. So as you face your financial choices, remember you hold the brush to paint your future. The canvas might be very big and scary, but your creativity can shape it however way you want it. By seeing mortgages and money differently, we can create a present and create a future that we don't just make others rich, we also can be creators of our own destiny. And the first step to change is to understand how the system works, like the mortgages, and use it to your advantage. And don't just make others rich, partake in the system, use it to your advantage, and be creative. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, God bless you and stay blessed.